Hello YouTubers, Curtis Hansel here. Hey, we just landed in Chicago. So come along with me and we'll show you a few out of the way places in the Windy City.
This is Quincy. Transfer to Metra and Amtrak trains at Quincy.
There is the world famous Chicago Theater, opened in 1921 with 125 white gloved ushers waiting to greet you. Movies were only 50 cents, and that's in the evening. If you went to a matinee, only 35 cents. Usually you can go take a tour, but for COVID reasons, they're not offering tours now, which is too bad. Really love to go see inside, but we'll save that for another trip. But one place we can go check out across the way from the Chicago Theater is right over here is the Marshall Fields store. So let's go check that out. The Marshall Fields store has been a Chicago icon for over a century. This store takes up the whole city block. Built in stages from 1901 to 1907. The clock has been there since 1879. Weighs over 7 tons, and that was the place to meet. If you had to meet somebody downtown, meet me under the clock at Marshall Fields. Okay, there are a lot of cool things about the Marshall Fields store, and this is one of them. Check this out. That's a ceiling by Tiffany. Now, Marshall Fields was bought out by Macy's, much to the disappointment of the locals, but still they've managed to maintain a lot of the old Marshall Fields traditions, which is nice to see.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings we bring to you and your kin. Good tidings for Christmas and a Happy
This is the Walnut Room, a famous restaurant here at Marshall Fields. Of course, it's too bad that because of COVID restrictions, they are not serving. Usually this is packed with tables and servers and people enjoying a meal here in the Walnut Room, but it does give us a better view of the tree at least.
Oh, bring us a figgy pudding. Oh, bring us a figgy pudding. Oh, bring us a figgy pudding and a cup of good cheer. We won't go until we get some. We won't go until we get some. We won't go until we get some. So bring some out here. Good tidings we bring to you and your kin. Good tidings for Christmas.
You know, as you walk through the streets of Chicago, there are all these old buildings that help tell the history of Chicago. Each of these old buildings has a story to tell. For instance, this building that I can see outside my hotel window is the old Chicago Courthouse. Built in 1893, this building has seen some famous court cases. This is the place where the Black Sox scandal trial was held. This is where 8 members of the Chicago White Sox baseball team were put on trial for throwing the 1919 World Series versus the Cincinnati Reds. Now, all 8 members, including Shoeless Joe Jackson, were acquitted here in court. But the baseball commissioner at the time still banned all 8 players from baseball for life. And that meant never being in the Baseball Hall of Fame. So even today there's debate on the level of involvement by Shoeless Joe Jackson during the whole scandal. He did hit 12 base hits during the series and batted over .350 batting average. So even the other 7 players at one point would say that he didn't take the bribes. So who knows? I guess we'll never know unless you build a baseball field in Iowa someplace and ask him yourself. Say it ain't so, Joe. Say it ain't so. Millennium Park is a nice respite from the inner city hustle and noise. This is 24 acres of park, and from 1850 until 1997 this was owned by Illinois Central Railroad, and it was all train tracks, shipping yards, that kind of stuff. But in 1997 Mayor Daley arranged to have this made into a park, and it's really nice. As a matter of fact, the most iconic feature of the park, as you have probably seen, is the bean. Everybody calls it the bean, but the sculptor Anish Kapoor, a British sculptor, it's Sir Anish Kapoor, excuse me, named it Cloudgate, but obviously nobody knows it by that name. They all call it the bean. But this thing is actually 168 stainless steel plates welded together, and it's polished so smoothly that you can't even find any seams. Now, it used to be that you could go walk right up there and examine it really close. You can't do that now, but quite an amazing sculpture. Okay, I may have just found the thing that excites me most about Chicago. Right here. Yes, there is a Nutella Cafe.
On this side. Sorry? Shirts will be up here in the middle. Oh, we got you, men, women, and different sizes.
When my wife and I lived in Boston, we discovered Pizzeria Uno, the best deep dish pizza experience that I've ever had. Then we moved out west and we didn't have Pizzeria Uno. But guess what? I am staring at the original Pizzeria Uno. This is the first Pizzeria Uno, opened in 1943. So this is Pizzeria Uno deep dish. The founder originally was going to open a Mexican food restaurant. Mexican food. Can you believe that? Aren't we all glad that he chose deep dish pizza instead? If you haven't tasted a Pizzeria Uno pizza, put it on your bucket list. So I guess that makes this Pizzeria Uno de Uno. So that's Chicago. I know we didn't even scratch the surface. There's so much to see and do here. I'd like to come back sometime, maybe after COVID restrictions have been eased so that I can do more. Maybe we'll do a Chicago sequel, who knows? You can leave me a comment if you'd like. Let me know where you think I should visit in Chicago when we come back. That would be great. And please subscribe. Hit the subscribe button, the little bell next to it. That helps me a lot. I do appreciate that. And like always, hey, remember, people matter. So be kind to one another out there. And until next time, go take a trip.